no idea why he's behind me. Okay. Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing a thing this morning. So on Sunday, Friday night, I decided to sign up for a half marathon that I found that was maybe a half hour away from the house. So yeah, we're getting into fall and it's getting harder to find half marathon options, and I've got some travel coming up as well. So I wanted to accomplish this goal. So there have been a lot of things that have gotten in the way of this, as you know, from just maybe watching over the past couple of months, including injuries and then kind of getting a little bit sick, upper respiratory stuff. So I don't know if this is the smartest idea. I had planned to run a half marathon last weekend. That fell through just because of getting bad cold. So I haven't really run for probably about 2 or 3 weeks. I'd like to think that I was semi-prepared going into what I was supposed to do last weekend. I don't know about now, but I wanted to do it. And I just pulled the trigger. And sometimes, if you just don't give yourself enough time to think about it, you can just do it. So now I am just about at the race venue. So it is early morning. It starts at 8. We'll see how this goes, but I had to get like a little bagel for some fuel. So I'm gonna go find out where I'm supposed to park, pick up my bib, and then get some shoes on and get ready to do this thing. So hoping all goes well. I'm feeling okay about it. So I'll let you know more. I don't know if I'll be able to show my face after this whole thing, because I'm sure I will be looking pretty rough. But wanted to jump on, say good morning, say I'm about ready to do this. It is a beautiful fall day. I think it's supposed to be like in the 60s today. So I think that was another reason why I just decided to jump on it, because I don't think we're getting to a season where the weather will be unpredictable, and if you've got a 60-degree day and you can just get it done, that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, just that's the update. I'll let you know how it goes later. So wish me luck. See you soon. Bye.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to try to make this one fairly quick, although I think it might end up being fairly long-winded anyway, but wanted to give a recap on the half marathon. As some of you may know that have been following the channel, I have been training for a half marathon since maybe about June. The reason I set out to do it was just to have kind of a challenge and a goal. I really had some things that, kind of happen in the beginning of the year that made me realize that I should probably start exercising and eating right and doing all of the things, as I am not getting any younger. So this was kind of a goal, and also just, I think coming out of winter and just some other things in life and a busy season at work and all these things, you kind of realize that it's kind of neglecting my health and things like that. So I also felt like this was a way to get maybe a good win. And I think, we all need goals. I think we all have seasons in our lives where we just need a win. And I thought that this would be kind of a way to get things on track and maybe to achieve that for myself and, kind of get yourself pumped up and get yourself excited. So, so that was kind of where my thought process was on this whole thing. I mean, I do not know what Mr. Willis is doing behind me, but that's pretty funny. Anyway, I did have a number of setbacks. Again, if you've been following this journey, you would know that, I had what I think is probably plantar fasciitis in my heel, and that has been something I continue to kind of work with, as well as just coming down with a pretty nasty cold after doing some traveling. So that really kind of impacted the second portion of my training plan, and more on my training plan in a minute. But And also it's getting to be winter here, so the options for half marathons are very limited since the weather is getting to be iffy at best. So I found one on a Friday evening. I was just kind of looking around to see what my options were for the next couple of weeks, and there was one on Sunday, and I figured I'm just gonna go for it. Don't give myself enough time to think about it, just register, do the thing, and be done with it, and feeling that I was in a good place to be able to do that. More on whether or not I was in a good place to do something like that in a minute. But anyway, I did do it. I accomplished my goal. I set out to do what I was going to do. 13.1 miles is a long way to go. I know it's becoming more and more popular to do it, but it is a haul and it is challenging. And I am proud of myself for setting out to do something and accomplishing it. And I do think it was a win. It was not how I wanted to run the race. It's not how I thought it was going to go. From training for all these months, but I'll still put it in the win bucket, and more on all of that. I'll do like a lessons learned here in a second. But I don't want that to take away from the positive of it was a win, it was a goal, it was, all of that is done. So I'm very happy and proud of myself for that. So for those of you that have not run a half marathon, who might be thinking about running a half marathon, or those of you who have, maybe there's some new ideas here, but I wanted to do just a quick list of the things that I thought were essential to my training, to my running. So I'll get into that right now. So first and foremost, I think those runs can get very long, and I think everyone should probably have a little bit of in-run entertainment, we'll call it. So definitely liked to slip on the wireless earbuds and listen to some good music while running. And to listen to that music, I needed my phone. So an armband to keep your phone in. This was, I liked this one. I got it off of Amazon. I'll link it down below. You need an armband, but you also need to purchase your own separate cover. I found this cover super cheap at like Walmart. So, because it hooks in, and it's really kind of a challenge to hook it in and out. And also this thing has to stick to the back. So, anyway, you need a separate cover. I did like this. It served its purpose. It was comfortable, the whole 9 yards. So liked having that along for the run. And then 2, it's awfully sunny here. Actually, not 2. I think this is number 3. Number 3, a good pair of sunnies. So these are Gooders, and I got these a couple months ago. I like them. They're super lightweight, comfortable. They have kind of like grippies on the nose pads, so they don't slip, so you're not constantly having to adjust your sunglasses. So I thought these were a great thing to have for me. Also, a little bit of stuff on fuel. I liked for my longer runs, anything over maybe, I would say 4 miles, I would bring this little water bottle that you can kind of keep just in your hand. So you're still a little bit hands-free, but not quite. So I really liked this. I put maybe a little bit of Gatorade or something in there, and then the rest of it water, just to kind of keep me hydrated, just to have a little bit of water on me while running. So I really liked having that. And then some other fuel things. So I got these for the race. I don't know that I necessarily needed them, and also more on this too, because it's a lesson learned. But you can get kind of like little gummies that have sugar in them and some electrolytes and probably other scientific stuff, or you can get like the goo. So I like the salted watermelon one. But honestly, during my training runs, I really just had a little baggie full of like some kind of candy, like either like little licorice bits or, like the dots or something, just a little something to give me some quick sugar when I was kind of feeling a little bit worn down. So I would do that maybe again on some longer runs. Anything maybe over 4 miles is when I would use things like that. So definitely want to carry some fuel on board. Speaking of fuel, also in the mornings, like before going out on these runs, for some of the shorter ones, I'd do something really quick and simple, like a Verb bar that has some caffeine in it, but doesn't have a ton of calories. For longer runs, I might do like a half a bagel and some peanut butter. just a little something more to sustain me, or an energy bar that maybe had more calories, just so I knew I could keep going the long run. Safety first, especially for us ladies out there. I have a road ID bracelet. I'm gonna cover up the contact information, but basically it has like a little plaque that slips on to a bracelet. You can order these online. I will link it down below. But it just comes in handy. It's got my contact emergency info on here, so just in case, you know, you run into trouble or something like this. And along these lines, I haven't carried it just because I do try to keep things light, and I do try to be on some pretty well-traveled trails, but mace, pepper spray, also not a bad idea to have. So you never know what you're gonna run into, and it's always best to be prepared. And then also, of course, a little bit of Body Glide to you know, mitigate the chafing. So I think I did a long run without this stuff, and kind of paid the price for it a little bit. So I don't forget that anymore. So those are some of my essentials, and then also a plan. So like I said, I followed the Jeff Galloway plan. You can find it on the Run Disney site. What I love about this plan is, especially for beginners like myself, it is a walk run plan, and it gives you some options on like walking 30 seconds and then running 30 seconds, or building up and how to do that, and having 2 30-minute runs during the week and then a long run on the weekend. And I think that worked really, really well for me. And I was able to see some gains and some progression and as I went. So I'm a big fan of that plan. I think if I do another half marathon, which I might be next year with some friends, I would follow that again. So definitely have a plan. I think it just helps to kind of keep you honest, to help you see, once again, talking about those wins, it helps you have those wins. It helps you see where you're at, where you're going, you know, what progress you've made. So I've really enjoyed that. And I guess too, my Fitbit, I loved kind of tracking my stats with that every week to see how well I've done. So yeah, so those are my essentials. And I think last thing I wanted to cover is lessons learned. So I just said that this was not the race I wanted to run, because probably for the first 2/3 of training, I was really seeing some progress. My times were improving. I wasn't feeling I was feeling good. Like, I was feeling really good during these runs, which has never really happened to me before. So I was like, it was really, really in a good space until whatever happened with my heel happened with my heel. And it was a little bit downhill from there. But I was working with it. I feel like it was coming along, and it was doing just fine. But then to getting sick like 2 or 3 weeks before I was supposed to do the half marathon that I planned, really was a downer. It put me in a pretty bad mental state too. And so it was just kind of like, come hell or high water, I was going to finish this thing. And signing up for a race like 48 hours before it was going to happen, right before you're coming off of a bad kind of upper respiratory thing, I don't think was the best idea. It was a slog, and it was pretty dang hard. I want to say like the first couple of miles was fine. When I realized I was at the halfway mark, I got pretty excited, thinking that I had enough gas in the tank to keep it going and maybe even do better on the second half. That was not the case. And I can say by mile 10, I was done with it. Had there been a car just passing me by, asking if I wanted to lift, I would have taken it. Like, I was done. And I probably walked most of that way, from 10 to 13. I mean, I tried super hard to get mentally tough, to get in the game, to try and do the run walk intervals. And I had some success, but it was definitely pretty punishing. And I felt pretty rough at the end of the run. So I don't think I would do that again. I don't think I would try to push myself to just like, let's just get it done at all costs. Let's just get it done. Let's throw it all, throw all caution to the wind and just sign up for something. I don't know that that was the best plan for me. Yes, it helped me accomplish my goal, but it was rough, and I'm not sure what I mean, I feel fine now, but it definitely felt like it came at a cost. And I will say I felt pretty uncomfortable the whole time. It was very strange for me. Like I think part of it is that it was cold in the morning, and I was, wearing some layers that I did not shed. I shed one of my layers like maybe 4 miles into it, but I picked it back up like on the way back because I didn't want to leave it laying around. And then I put it back on, and it was sunny and it was hot, and it was trying to put your number on and making sure it's where it's, the whole thing. So it was a little bit uncomfortable, I thought. So that was also another thing. So I guess I should say, for your essentials, wear some things that are very comfortable for you, no matter what the conditions are. I kind of wish I would have just sucked it up and wore my tank top the whole time. Although I will say that I was getting cold at some points. Like that was the weird thing I noticed, just being totally off. And I don't know if that just had to do with my fitness state at that point or what, but I did feel quite a bit off. And then to fueling. So I feel like there is some pressure to, or at least for me, it's like, I see a water break, I should take it. I see, they had some energy gels, I should take it. You like take advantage of all the things they offer. But what actually ended up happening with that is that there were more breaks than I typically take. And I think I was just hoping that some of this stuff would make me feel better. And I think in the end, it made me feel worse. I think I probably would have been better just bringing my own water bottle, bringing my own fuel, and like kind of sticking to what I was used to. Because I do think part of it was like at the end, like my stomach was kind of like, this doesn't feel good, so that's another lesson learned, is just like, fuel up when you feel like you should or you can. And so more, I think the more I maybe run, the more I can figure that out. But I did feel like maybe that was not the best idea to try and do, to try to take advantage of all the fuel stations. I'm not sure that I needed it, and I think it kind of just made me feel full and sloshy and all of that. So I think those are my major lessons learned. I'm super happy I did it at the end of the day. I did accomplish my goal, what I set out to do, but I wish things had happened a little bit differently. And the good news is you can always try again. I'm still here to tell the tale. My legs are still working, like all is still good. So we'll see. Which brings up what is next. So we're heading into the holiday season. I really want to try to have some goals. So I'm still working on them. I'm going to take probably the rest of this month off. It is, I have a few more days till November. So, and try and figure out what I want to do. I've got a couple of ideas that maybe just like a general fitness challenge. I think I've seen some stuff on Pinterest, that's kind of some light exercise every day until the end of the year. So I might do something like that. I've thought about trying to see maybe if I could find like a 5K plan that would be more geared towards speed, like trying to get a faster 5K time down, because I do think maybe at the beginning of the year I may think about doing training up for another half marathon. So that's kind of what is next. Stay tuned. I'll be sure to tell you more about it. But I hope you enjoyed this recap. I hope you had some valuable information coming out of it. Again, just super important to have goals. Super important to give yourself some wins and realize that you have to work for them, and that they don't just come, but you can treat yourself to that. You can do that for yourself. So that, and then just like my goodies that I have to have for running, without trying to feel like a pack mule. One other thing that I did not mention, but is super, super, super important, is shoes. And I have found some shoes that I love. They are the Hoka Clifton 8s. They feel like they're running on clouds. My feet and legs almost never hurt up until the whole heel thing, but I don't think it had anything to do with the shoes. Maybe it did, who knows. But I did love those shoes. It's the first pair of running shoes that I've actually enjoyed running in. But anyway, I will stop rambling now. But again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for cheering me on. Let me know what goals you have, fitness, food, otherwise. Tell me what wins you're getting for yourself down in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It helps us more than you know. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.